So if you've been following the massive short positions taken by legendary investors like Michael Burry and Jim Chanos against AI infrastructure, you need to see what just happened. They bet that the economics of AI clouds would eventually collapse under massive CapEx expenditures. Nebius just reported their Q2 2026 earnings, and they didn't just beat expectations. They completely blew the short sellers out of the water. This was, without exaggeration, a 10 out of 10 quarter. Welcome back to StockHunter. Today we are breaking down the Q2 numbers because the debate over AI cloud economics is officially over. Demand isn't just strong, it is accelerating, massively outpacing supply and translating into dreamlike business conditions. So let's get into the numbers. Let's start with the hard data. Nebius revenue hit $582.3 million, up 454% year over year. Annualized run rate revenue reached $3 billion at the end of June. But hypergrowth alone doesn't kill the short thesis. Profitability does. Nebius adjusted EBITDA reached $236 million at a 41% margin, up from 32% just last quarter. The Nebius AI cloud segment itself operated at a nearly 50% EBITDA margin. For a business scaling this aggressively, printing a 50% margin proves this is one of the most powerful economics of scale models in the world today. If you are valuing this business on traditional PE multiples right now, you are missing the forest from the trees. The bear thesis relies on pricing power deteriorating. Nebius just proved that the exact opposite is happening. Going into 2026, the base annual contract value was around $12 million per megawatt. In Q2, core AI cloud deals repriced to over $20 million per megawatt. Their premium short-term contracts, the 3 to 6 month sprints for major training runs, are now commanding $40 to $50 million per megawatt. They even ran a capacity auction that cleared 15% above their previous record price. Payback periods in these new deals have compressed to just 22 months. This is exactly what a massive supply-demand imbalance looks like when a management team knows how to exploit it. Now, let's talk about the absolute masterclass Nebius is putting on when it comes to capital structure and financing. This is where the downside protection is built. Roughly 70% of Q2 deals included upfront customer prepayments. Those prepayments are covering 50 to 60% of the associated CapEx. When you combine that with the new $775 million asset-backed debt facility, you get a business that is aggressively financing infrastructure against investment-grade cash flows. They are optimizing their cost of capital while aggressively protecting the equity structure from toxic dilution. They still have ATM capacity, but it's a much smaller piece of the puzzle than Wall Street anticipated. This capital raising strategy is exactly how you maximize shareholder returns in a capital heavy industry. And Nebius isn't just building massive data centers. They launched an asset-light partnership model this quarter. Partners bring the capital and infrastructure, while Nebius provides the AI cloud software stack and global go-to-market engine. This is brilliant, high-margin call option that converts third-party capacity into Nebius revenue with minimal capital outlay. On top of that, you have incredible hidden value on the balance sheet. Their significant minority stake in ClickHouse, which just raised at a $15 billion valuation, offers a massive margin of safety that the market is entirely ignoring. Nebius reiterated their $7 to $9 billion ARR guidance for the end of 2026. But frankly, 2006 is already de-risked. all eyes are on 2027. They are planning to deploy over 1 gigawatt of new capacity per year starting in 2027. At current pricing, that represents 25 billion of ARR potential coming online annually. And they are deliberately holding back capacity rather than locking it all up in long-term contracts today, because management firmly believes future pricing will be even higher. This is the DNA of a winning tech company. Arkady and the management team have the founder fire. They are pushing stretch targets and demanding excellence, operating with the leverage of a supplier that knows that they hold absolute bottleneck to the AI revolution. Look, the shorts got it wrong because they fundamentally misunderstood the operating leverage, the pricing power, and the capital efficiency of this specific team. The execution here is flawless. There's no other way to say it. So now, do you think Michael Burry and Jim Chanos are going to cover their shorts or double down? Let me know in the comments below and see you next time.